Absorb, discard, add, my friends. Thank you for dropping in with me on this martial arts journey. Yes, it's very dark. It's about 4:30 in the morning. I'm heading off to work. Already thinking about martial arts, and today planning on recording some videos for you, some basics, just sharing. I'm not too sure yet what I'm going to record, but I'm sure it'll all be good. Looking forward to it, man. Here's a thought for you, something I've been thinking about. I think it's interesting, good choice of word, that all the absolute best martial artists in terms of skill, power, abilities, teaching abilities, and just personal abilities, the best martial artists of all time, they all share something in common that I've noticed, and that's fairly low or lack of ego. It's they're always friendly, always welcoming, kind, open, and yet you go to martial arts schools all over, a lot of people who think that showing you how tough, how strong they are, how powerful they are, how easily they can beat you up, how big their muscles are. They think that makes them great, and man, so much to learn for them, you know. They got a long ways to go. But yeah, go out and look at all the strongest martial artists there are. Hirokazu Kanazawa, Morihei Ueshiba. Yeah, I could just drop names all day, but just look at the masters, the founders. My personal Kempo instructor. But yeah, all sorts of people, and they're always friendly. Just an interesting thought. Here's a quick little reminder to be mindful. Right now, it's very hard to be truly mindful, walking, holding a cell phone, thinking about what to say, focusing on too many things. I don't believe there's a such thing as multitasking. I think you just switch tasks rapidly. But that's a whole other topic. But, however, if by doing this, a little bit of lack of mindfulness and walking to work, talking with you, I can help some people out there, you know, it's worth it. So, but reminder to yourself, to myself, to not forget to be mindful. Pay attention to the little things, because there really are no little things. And life is precious, and it's worth living. And just like the previous topic, I was talking about the greatest martial artists being friendly, egoless. You know, you can sense an openness in them, and a care for life. It's not about destruction, not about violence. It's about self-empowerment, empowering others, helping the community, and helping the world, helping the universe in any way they can. And I think the greatest martial artists have all realized that it's not about them. It's about everyone else, about the universe. So just another little tip for you. I'll probably have lots of these, so get used to it. I'm a shy person by nature, but I'm trying to come out a little bit to make these videos, even though it's very uncomfortable for me. It's not like me at all. But like I said, you know, if I can do something greater, help some other people out there in some way, it'll totally be worth it. So, and if nothing else, you know, gets my mind thinking even more and more about martial arts, and in this case about mindfulness. I sometimes need reminders to stay mindful, to pay attention, and so just a little shout out to do that. Have a good day, guys. Well, heading off to the dojo. Planning on getting some videos, some more basic stuff for the vlog to show some basics, and then also record some kata, which I haven't done in a while, for the website. So, and then class at 5:30 tonight. So, really exciting day. Looking forward to it. All right. So today I'm going to start off with a little bit more basics on introduction to martial arts. And last time I didn't have my gi. This time I do. So I'm going to start today by showing you how to wear your gi if you have a drawstring waist, because they can be a little tricky for new people. So I got my gi pants on. I'll step back. You can kind of see how they look. Just these are jiu-jitsu gi pants, but any gi pants with a drawstring waist will be the same procedures. And these ones have the loops, the little belt loops. So when you wear your gi pants, the belt loops all go in front. I remember when I started, I actually thought the belt loops went in the back, kind of like a normal pair of dress pants or something. But they actually go, the loops are in the front, there's none in the back. So with the loops in front, take your drawstrings, and instead of what a lot of people do is they'll tug straight forward. They'll pull and pull and pull straight forward and like really like wiggle and squeeze, and that makes it really hard to cinch them up correctly. So a little trick for that, shown by Henner Gracie, you might be able to find that on YouTube, is to actually take the drawstrings and pull them out straight to the sides instead of forward. So grab the drawstrings and just pull them out straight to the sides, and it cinches it right up all the way around. So when I found out that little trick from Henner, that was just golden. But now I take the drawstrings, the loose ends, I put them inside the loops, and then I cross them in front of this front loop here, just like that. I make sure they're tight just by pulling outwards again. And then just a simple, regular knot, however you want to knot them, is how all I do. I don't do anything fancy knots or anything. This works fine. And that's how you wear the gi pants. I'll go grab the jacket and quickly show you how that goes on. So, the gi jacket, this is a jiu-jitsu gi with a big happy face on it. This is heavier weight than like a lighter karate gi. And the difference between jiu-jitsu gi and a karate gi, other than the weight, is that also there's no strings. On a karate gi, you might tie the strings on each side, but because in jiu-jitsu we use the gi as a weapon, it's going to get pulled out anyways, used against you, so there's no point in tying it, and it makes it a little simpler. So when I do this, I always put, from karate, I always told, put the left side over the right side. I don't think it really matters, but that's just how I do it. And as for the belt, I would recommend finding a good YouTube video. Henner Gracie, again, he makes good ones, but I'll try to go over how I do it. I'm just not going to be very good at explaining it all. So I find the center of the belt, get my gi jacket closed the way I want, put the center of the belt just under my navel, wrap it around, then in the back, I cross them over and I feed it under, I tuck it under so it makes just one nice line in the back. And then they come around front here, crossed over. I take this top one here, because there's one underneath and one on top. I take the top one, feed it under both loops, pull it tight, and I want to, if they're uneven, I can just wiggle it side to side, pull these, get it the way I want, making sure that it stays in one straight line in the back. Get that together, and now you'll have one that's going up and one that's going down. The one that's going up, you cross over top of the bottom one, and then it comes, see, this is why I'm bad at explaining. It goes over top, underneath, and through the loop you created. So let me try to get close and show that. The top one goes over top, underneath, and through that loop you created. And then when you do that, you can pull them make it taut. And that's how I put on my belt. With jiu-jitsu, the belts come undone a lot, so to prevent that, I do the extra step, if you can see it here, pull the two belt parts open, take the loose end, put it in between those on both sides. So open up, put it between, and then pull it tight. And now it just won't come undone. So again, to get a lot better description of that, I would go find Henry Gracie on YouTube, how to tie the belt. That's probably the best video there is for it. Alright, so another basic good thing to learn is how to form a fist if you're going to be doing any kind of striking or punching. There's a couple of different ways that I utilize. The traditional one, which is the fist that's shaped like this, and the one I use more, which just puts the thumb on top. I call the capped fist. And so let's just quickly go over those. So for either one, you start by folding your fingers down, clenching them up, and then for the first one, laying your thumb over the first two fingers here, laying it over there and clenching your fist tight. And in either case, you're going to be hitting with the two knuckles, the points of the two knuckles right there. If it's a back knuckle strike, you'll be hitting with the back, the upper part of the knuckles. So you can hit with the front if it's like a front punch, or you might hit with the top if it was, say, a back knuckle, but it's still with those two knuckles. Some people hit with other knuckles, but I've learned, and I like doing it with these two. It makes more sense to me, but you can mess around with those and see what you think. So when you fold your fingers, don't fold it as 1, 2, like as in really tight here and then really tight here, because you're just going to pinch the skin. When you fold down one tight and then you fold over, it just pinches all that skin, and when you go to make a fist, you're just hurting yourself. Plus, when you actually go to hit something, it comes out anyways. So I recommend just a little more loosely closing your fingers just over that little skin fold right here, and then closing down, and then putting your thumb over the first two knuckles or putting it on top. So a traditional punch will use this configuration here. I learned the capped fist. I like it better because this way I find the thumb can get caught in clothing and it's in an awkward position and can dislocate the joint. And this one here on top, if it gets hit to the front, it'll be fine. Unless it gets hit all the way back, obviously, but it's certainly a lot more safe, and it doesn't tend to get caught in clothing nearly the same or as bad. Another benefit is that we use I tend to use the vertical punch as opposed to a full rotating straight punch, which I might get into later, but a vertical punch keeps everything tighter, more compact in the lats and in the chest. Reverse punch, as you can see, it opens up my elbow. It just loses a little power. It does have the benefit of a little extra torque, but I find the vertical fist works just fine, and it's good with a checking hand to do other things. But also, another really great benefit of the capped fist is that this little thing right here is an extra weapon. It's great for hitting soft targets, such as the temple, the cheek, mastoid. I think that's where the mastoid is. It shows what I know. But any kind of soft targets, the groin, obviously. But yeah, it's really good for that, which you don't have available when you're doing this fist. So experiment with both. There's pros and cons to each. I prefer the vertical fist for a lot of reasons. I gave you a few of them, but there are more. But yeah, see what you think. Alright, so I'm about to shoot some videos for the website, for YouTube, of some kata. So check those out. Just get on there, and they'll be separate from the vlogs. But be sure to check those out. Tell me what you think. And for now, what I want to do is go over a little bit of introduction to mindfulness meditation, how we use it in martial arts. So I briefly discussed that in the first vlog, is that we go down to the Seiza kneeling position or seating position, and we'll start class by a little bit of mindfulness meditation. So I'll just kind of go over what I say, things like that, just to give you an idea. So we would come in, we'd all line up, and we bow to each other, and then we go to Seiza. Or any seat, like I discussed before, any seating position that's comfortable for you. And then I'll ask that if you feel comfortable doing so, you may close your eyes. It might help the sensations feel stronger as I'm speaking. It might help you be a little more mindful. But you don't have to if it makes you uncomfortable to close your eyes in a group of people, which is understandable. But again, you can place your hands in many different configurations, whatever you like. So the object here is to just notice, to be aware. All I want you to do is to follow your breath. Pay attention to your breath without changing it, forcing it, or judging it. Just noticing it, wherever the sensations feel most strongly for you. Whether that's in your nose as the air rushes in and out, maybe in your mouth, maybe in your chest or in your belly. And just gently place your mind and observe the breath as it moves through your body. Not trying to breathe in and breathe out, not thinking about it and forcing it, just watching it as it happens. You're just gently approaching it and noticing it. Now, in just that little bit of silence there, what you may have noticed is that your mind will tend to wander. It'll go off flitting about, thinking about all sorts of things. Maybe the day you had earlier, what you plan on doing later, maybe how stupid this all seems, and that you'd rather be doing something else. So when that happens, your only objective is to simply, gently, and kindly bring your mind back to the breath. Bring your attention back to the breath. Don't be upset with yourself if you realize, oh, I lost my concentration on the breath and I messed up. You didn't mess up. The mind is designed to go about, flit about. Some call it the monkey mind because it just goes around like a monkey. But the only objective is that every time your mind wanders off, just kindly and gently bring it back to the point of attention, in this case our breath. Just feeling it as it enters and exits your body. Just noticing. And your mind might wander 1,000 times. All that means is that you have to bring your mind back to the point of attention 1,001 times. And just keep bringing it back. That's the only objective, nothing else. What this does is it sets an anchor. It gives you something to anchor onto because your mind will wander. It's natural. And this way, as you start to drift away, that anchor will tug and gently bring you back to where you were. So it always keeps you in the present moment. And that's all we're looking for. When you're ready, and you can open your eyes if you have them closed. And just see how you feel. Take notice. And as we stand up and continue class, try to keep mindful. Just pay attention to things that are going on in the present moment. And when your mind wanders to other things, just gently bring it back to the present moment. Whether that's your own breath, maybe a sound you hear, maybe a sight you see, a taste, a smell, whatever it might be. Something to anchor you into the present moment. And by doing this mindfulness meditation, just a couple minutes every day, it'll really change the way you live. It'll keep you present as opposed to always consumed with worry and fear about what has happened or what might happen. They'll just keep you anchored in the present moment, which is the only moment you're really alive. So, with that, let's go ahead and stand up. And as before, I mentioned, stand up in base. So hands or fists in front of you, spring up and stand up. And if you were sitting in Seiza, your ankles, your feet might be a little sore from your weight being on it. So just be careful as you stand up and don't hurt yourself. And just take it easy. But that's a little brief introduction to how I do mindfulness here. And yeah, it's good stuff.
Alright, so I just finished recording, I think about 12 to 13 different kata, which I'm going to upload later, from Kokoro-Jitsu, karate, and the master form from Kempo. I haven't done any kata in a long time, apparently. I can't remember how to breathe properly, so my voice is a little scratchy right now, which is disappointing. It tells me I need to work on that. It's been too long. But it was fun, a lot of fun, and they turned out what I think pretty good, you know. So I'm happy with them, and I'll upload those later, and hopefully keep working them, keep improving them. Glad to be back in it, and yeah, that was really exciting. It was really good. I'm not gonna record or upload any of my American Kempo stuff, just because I'm training here, and I don't want to do that without permission or whatever. And I'm not that confident with it yet, so. But I will upload everything else, and you know, if you have anything to say about it, critiques or anything, that's fine. I'm just doing it for fun. I don't really care. You know, whatever you think of it, that's cool. But I just do it for fun, just for myself, to get a good sweat, which it definitely did, and yeah. So definitely glad to be back doing that stuff. It's been way too long, years since I've done it. So hopefully you think they're all right. Yeah, awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.